everyone, it's Shane Conto, your Wasteland reviewer, and welcome to the Streaming Wasteland here on the SPDM Crew Podcasting Network. And this is my weekly show where each Friday I pick three streaming services and one previously released film off of each of them, and hopefully you have a whole weekend's full of movies to go check out. And this is a special episode. This is number 52. I have indeed been doing this show for a whole year. And my plan is for this next year to shake up the format a little bit, which I will explain at the beginning of my next show. But this is indeed wrapping up this first full year of this show, which means I have recommended 156 films for you to go check out. And that's a lot of movies, but there's so many movies. And that's what's so special about this, and just being able to explore so many different kinds of films on all of these streaming platforms. It's been a lot of fun. And I look forward to continuing this each and every week. This is a nice, lean, short podcast for you to just, get a couple of quick recommendations, maximize those streaming services that you're paying money for. But let's get started because this week we're going to be highlighting Netflix, Disney Plus, and the Criterion channel. And let's start over on Netflix with 1974's crime thriller, The Sugarland Express. And this is an early film from director Steven Spielberg. And this is a very rural country kind of crime thriller that is about a woman attempting to reunite her family by helping her husband escape prison and together kidnapping their son who was taken away. Obviously, things don't go as planned, and this film, one, has a great score from John Williams that really just brings a lot of personality to every single scene. Steven Spielberg shoots these thrilling car chase sequences in such an engaging, impactful, and thrilling way. And those elements, just right off the bat, really sell this film. There's texture, there's emotion, there's layers to this film. You have this couple who one of them just escaped prison and now they're going to quote unquote kidnap their own child who was taken away from them. And it's that morally gray area and the challenging elements of this film as they kidnap a cop along the way and go on this journey. And it's engaging. There's good humor in it. There's thrilling moments. There's some heavy emotional beats as well. Spielberg's able to balance all those things. And Goldie Hawn as Lou Jean is just impeccable. She brings so much charisma and charm to this film. She is light there at the front. And Clovis, her husband, played by William Atherton, the certified a-hole movie guy from the 1980s, whether it was Ghostbusters or Die Hard. And their dynamic, we can empathize, we can understand why they're doing what they're doing. And you have Ben Johnson, legendary film actor Ben Johnson, as Captain Tanner, the cop who's going along this way trying to negotiate with them. This has some shocking moments, big emotional moments, some big laughs and thrills. It has it all. And this is a special film from that early stage of Spielberg's career before he blew up with blockbusters like Jaws and Indiana Jones. And here, this film is a stripped back, lean, engaging film with plenty of personality. Next up, we're going to head over to Disney Plus for 1995's A Goofy Movie. And there's a whole entire documentary right now on Disney Plus that you can learn so much about this film as it's celebrating its 30th anniversary. And I think this has a special place in the hearts of certain millennials that watched this as a kid and really made such an impact. I know my wife, who is a huge Goofy fan, this is an absolute classic for her. And this tells the story of Goofy and Max, his son, makes a preposterous promise to a girl he has a crush on, and chances to fulfilling it seem hopeless when he's dragged onto a cross country trip with his old dad, Goofy. And this is a beautiful father son film a single dad movie trying to reconnect with his high school teenage son, who they just don't seem to see eye to eye. Bill Farmer is fantastic. It's goofy, just not doing the goofy, but also bringing a lot of emotion and depth to this character, and he is so empathetic. And you have Jason Marsden playing Max, who is a really great teenager kind of character, and we can understand like he's smitten for a girl and Roxanne, who he wants to impress. Of course, Jim Cummings is there as Pete, and this is such a fun cross country adventure with all kinds of ups and downs. Kevin Lima, who directed this, brings so much heart and so much personality to this film. You know, whether they're running into Bigfoot, voiced by Frank Welker of all people, or going to this big concert at the very end of the film where you have so many killer 90s feeling kind of songs that this just really captures a period, but it hits such a meaningful layer to things, and it's such a charming film from start to finish and has plenty of heart and will certainly make you feel some things along the way. Lastly, over on the Criterion channel, we're turning it way back over 100 years to 1921 for The Phantom Carriage. And this film is an iconic early film of international cinema from Victor Sostrom, and starring Sostrom himself, who would go on to star in some of the films of Ingmar Bergman. But here he captures such a poignant story. On New Year's Eve, the driver of a ghostly carriage forces a drunken man to reflect on his selfish, wasted life. And the special effects in this are incredible, with these projected ghosts and how that is all brought to life. The filmmaking, the cinematography is leaps and bounds ahead of its time. This film from over 100 years ago feels so modern in so many different ways. And you can appreciate the dark fantasy, horror, imagery kind of elements with this phantom ghost carriage. But there's so much heart and humanity in this story as we see the selfish man being confronted with his mistakes, and if given the chance, can he remedy them and make a meaningful change in his life? And this is a haunting film because of some of its imagery, but Sostrom just delivers such an engaging, dynamic, impactful, and poignant film that has plenty of thematic layers. It has a complex, engaging narrative, and just delivers on so many different great technical elements that really bring this world, this story, the fantastical elements of this to life in such an impactful and moving way. And this is an unsung film of the 1920s that I think is slowly getting its dues and getting attention. So this is certainly one to go check out. But let's wrap things up, as this is the end of yet another episode of the Streaming Wasteland. But in summation, over on Netflix, we have 1974's The Sugarland Express. Over on Disney Plus, we have 1995's A Goofy Movie. And way back, over 100 years back to 1921, on the Criterion channel, you can check out The Phantom Carriage. But thank you all for listening. Make sure to like, comment, and share on this episode. What's some of your favorite early Spielberg films, or what are some of your favorite films from early in careers of big name filmmakers that came out before they really got famous? Over on Disney Plus, we have 1995's A Goofy Movie. What's some of your favorite properties, including Mickey Mouse and his whole bunch of friends? And lastly, over on the Criterion channel, it's 1921's The Phantom Carriage. What are some of your favorite early cinematic international efforts that you like to check out? And make sure to follow or subscribe wherever you listen to your podcast. We have so many great shows here on the crew. And if you're interested in making your own podcast or joining as a guest on any of ours, make sure to reach out and become part of the crew through our website. And if you like our logo, check out HiFlyer Creative for all your digital marketing needs. But most importantly, thank you as always for tuning in and supporting the Streaming Wasteland here on the SPNM Crew Podcasting Network.